81 million sparks ignite the air. Buried cables hum, the future's there. Through the jungle, under waves so deep, we're waking up from a ticklish sleep. Every island, every shore, we're not disconnected anymore. High-speed dreams, they're coming alive. Through the hills and the oceans dive. Every home, every heart, every screen, we're wired together in the in-between. The world's at your door, from Saipan skies to Tinian's core. No more waiting, no more delays. The speed of light is the island's way. Every business, every school, the fibers gold, the signal's cool. High-speed dreams, they're coming alive. Through the hills and the oceans dive. Every home, every heart, every scream, we're wired together in the in-between.
AP News, I'm Ed Donahue. President Trump is meeting at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. They're talking about the fragile ceasefire in Gaza, as well as about neighboring countries.
Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to knock them down. We'll knock them down, we'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that's not happening.
Israeli officials have been quoted in local media expressing concern about Iran rebuilding its supply of long-range missiles capable of striking Israel. The president criticized Iran again for not making a deal to completely disarm its nuclear program ahead of the U.S. and Israeli strikes earlier this year. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem says federal Homeland Security officials are conducting a fraud investigation in Minneapolis. Noem posted a video on the social media platform X showing DHS officers going into an unidentified business and questioning one person working behind the counter. The U.S. announced a $2 billion pledge for UN humanitarian aid as President Trump continues to slash U.S. foreign assistance funding. The money is a tiny fraction of what the U.S. has contributed in the past, but reflects what the administration believes is a generous amount that will maintain the United States' status as the world's largest humanitarian donor. Jeremy Lewin is the State Department's official in charge of foreign assistance.
The piggy bank is not open to organizations that just want to return to the old system. President Trump has made clear that system is dead, gone.
A judge in Utah ordered the release of a transcript from a closed-door hearing in October over whether the man charged with killing killing Charlie Kirk must be shackled during court proceedings. A strengthening bomb cyclone is barreling across the Midwest, unleashing severe winter weather and aiming toward the East Coast. A dozen iconic swans at Lake Eola in downtown Orlando, Florida, have died recently from an unknown cause. Officials suspect bird flu might be responsible. This is AP News. Cambodia and Thailand officials are meeting in China to help ease a serious border dispute.
The trilateral meeting is being held in a southwestern Chinese province north of the region, where the border dispute is still simmering, although 2 days ago Thailand and Cambodia signed a fresh ceasefire agreement. It ended weeks of fighting that killed more than 100 people and forced hundreds of thousands of others to be evacuated on both sides of the border. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has called for joint efforts to promote regional peace, stability and development. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Florida Democratic Congresswoman Sheila Sherfilis McCormick reiterated her innocence outside a Miami federal courthouse. She faces charges of conspiring to steal $5 million in federal COVID disaster relief funds, but her attorney requested the proceedings be rescheduled so she could finalize her legal team. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days, the rhythm and soul. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light. Good vibes all around, everything feels right. Brad on the show, bringing joy to our day. Into the Marianas breeze, let the worries drift away. Yeah. Raise your voices high, let the music play on. Good morning, Marianas, we're where you belong.
My goodness, I'm gone for like no days, and I can't remember where the Enos Kitchen Loop is. There we go. Good morning, Marianas. It is Tuesday here in gloomy and sunny Saipan at the same time. Anyway, it's a great day. 7:48 now. It just clicked. It's official. 7:48 in Saipan on Tuesday, December 30th. Just a couple of days left in 2025 before we move on and get all those fancy things that we've been promised in 2026. What's going to happen? We're going to get a new governor in 2026. We're going to get a new casino. Maybe we'll get a new show host for Good Morning Marianas. Okay, maybe not. But You know, there are things that are happening in the Marianas, and it's a beautiful day outside right now. And I'll tell you what, a beautiful day here is still better than any other kind of day anywhere else. Like Saipan is just great. By the way, we have 79 degrees up at the Saipan International Airport right now. Humidity is pretty up there, 89% right now. And we're looking at scattered showers throughout the day, partly sunny skies with a high near 86. Winds out of the east 15 to 17 miles per hour. It's blowing out there, and gusts as high as 23 mph. We'll talk about HPs in a little bit here. We got a 30% chance of rain today, which means it gonna rain. It's already rained a little bit. I woke up to a slick porch this morning. It happened. Just a little bit of a sprinkle, but we're looking at more of that. Hey, be careful if you're out there on the water today. All the way till this afternoon, we've got a high surf advisory and a rip current statement all the way through to 4 p.m. today. And the way that works, it's not like, all right, it's 4 o'clock, click it off. I'm good at 4:01. No, it's just to let you know. 4 p.m. is the time that they've got it cut off, but anything could happen. So be careful if you're going out on the water today. Know that it is rough enough to where the National Weather Service has given you guys an opportunity or a heads up to be careful when you guys get out there. So that's what's shaking outside right now in Marianas. It really is a nice day. It's a perfect kind of morning. It's not too dry. It's not too hot. And we've got like a really good kind of, even on the coral roads, it wasn't so bad. It wasn't rough. It wasn't dust kicking up. It was just a little tacky out there, which is pretty good. It's a good kind of tacky, not like the way I dress sometimes. All right, and by the way, again, we're just a couple nights away. Tomorrow night is the New Year's Eve celebration all over the place. And what are we looking at for tomorrow night? Well, here is your forecast. Partly sunny, it won't be sunny at all, but it is partly cloudy for tomorrow with a low around 76, so it's going to drop down. It's going to be a little breezy, gusts as high as 21 miles per hour, and we know that there are things happening all across the Marianas. The big party that we've heard about, Godfather's Beach Bar is going to have a big party over there at Marianas Beach Resort. And man, we used to MC over there when it was the Hyatt a long time ago, and it was a lot of fun. We always had a big blast. But I've done it before at Kensington, and Kensington, last year we were at Crown Resort too, Crown Plaza. And but this year we're going to be at Kensington. We're excited about that. But the big deal tomorrow night over at my Godfather's Beach Bar and Marianas Beach Resort, we posted it on our page, so you're able to see what's going on. But they're going to have a whole lot of stuff. We've got it on our website as well, so you guys can see exactly what's going on. They got the staycation it starts at $99. They've got VIP tables for like $150. I mean, it's a smoking deal. You don't want to miss it. And not only do we have it, we linked it to their website. So if you check us out on nminewsservice.com, you can actually see all the info that's available there. But give them a call. Check them out as well. Marianas Beach Resort over there on Micro Beach. You can't miss it. It's the old Hyatt. I mean, I think people are going to call that the old Hyatt for a long time. In fact, even their website says formerly Hyatt Regency. So that's what everybody knows it as. But, they had a big party last year, a lot of fireworks last year, and they're going to be going at it again tomorrow night. So get ready for that. Check them out. Again, those staycation packages, what a deal. $99 is pretty smoking. But there's parties happening all over. You can check them out all over Saipan. They're going to have food and drinks, raffles, fireworks, and DJ Rico, who is pretty awesome. The guys from Sound Hire, they're the best. I mean, they're the best. By the way, excuse that cough. If you guys are doing anything, and this is not a paid sponsor mention or anything like that, I'm just telling you from experience. Rico and his team at Sound Hire, these guys are the best. I love these guys. I love working with them. We go way all the way back to Girls Night Out. I think we go before that even. We do all like the Saipan Singing Superstar stuff. Oh, I know, that's like 2000. That's like 20 years ago. Holy smokes, that went by so fast. But even a Girls Night Out, TGIT. I wasn't the host of TGIT, but Girls Night Out with ITE, Budweiser, They put us together at Hard Rock Cafe, and oh my God, like every Friday night was legit, and had a lot of fun. He's a great DJ. Oh, by the way, you know who else was a big part of that and who was a lot of fun? Jojo Camacho he's over in Guam now, I know, but Jojo Camacho, whoa, we got some memories of partying up over there at Girls Night Out. It was a blast. So it was really good. Just seeing you guys in the comments. Good morning to all of you guys. Frank says, media by honesty for the entire Mariana Islands, and the other Marianas variety as a media is not too honest. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, every reporter's got their own style, and everybody's got their own thing. I appreciate you putting your comment on there. I don't cast any shade on the other guys. I know all those guys, and they're great. Oh, wait, my gosh, we got a call coming in already. I had the volume down. Hold on, he's here. He's live on the air right now. Joseph Mendiola, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Hey, sorry, I had the ringer. I had it silenced while it was booting up, but here we go. Great to hear from you. How are you? How was your Christmas?
Great. I just want to comment. This budget constraint equals the budget constraint for cinema government equals incompetency.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's what it is. People that are manning and so on so equals incompetency.
Yeah.
And go for the new year. Hope for the new year. And the way I see this ship, the way it's sailing, it has a big hole already, and I started to observe so much water. But nobody knows where it's going to finally settle or when it sinks to which part of the ocean floor or seabed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Joseph.
Yes, sir.
I was having a conversation with somebody about ships just the other day, about like what's the most valuable kind. And someone's like, well, you got to have one that's made out of metal. And I'm like, that's pretty good, but that's not easy. He's like, well, what if you had a whole ship made of gold? Would that be like the most valuable kind of ship? And he's like,
that will be one of a kind in world history. Sure. Why not?
But what if you had a ship made of diamonds? Would that be the most valuable kind of ship?
I don't know if diamonds can float. I have no clue if diamonds can float.
But you know what?
But
we found out what kind.
Metal plate may float when they make that buoyancy.
Yeah, but you know the most valuable kind of ship? It's friendship.
Oh yes. I agree.
Hey, I'm glad I got to know you a little bit more this year. Thanks for calling and being part of the show, and for calling. You even call sometimes when the show's not happening, just to share stuff. So I want to say thanks to you for.
One key word, hope for the new year and for each individual matter too with the incoming of the 2026. Yeah, and God bless us all.
God bless us all indeed. God bless you, Joseph. I hope 2026 is your best so far.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to go to district court to hear my final matter on the 14th. I have something coming.
Good luck with that.
Right on. Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Take care. That's Joseph Mendiola. He's a friend of the show. He calls all the time. And great to hear from you, sir. It really is. All right, well, here we go. We're still rolling into the beginning of the show, and great to see you guys. Yeah, that is the best answer, Kika. The best answer. I don't know if diamonds can float. That is a good point. That is a good point. Who else is out there? Eric Mafna, it's great to see you. You're going to be a busy guy tomorrow. We got a cruise ship coming in tomorrow, and we're excited about that, too. In fact, it depends on the weather. I mean, I had a thought about doing the show from there tomorrow morning. But I'm not sure if that juice is worth the squeeze, but I do like the idea of it. The concept of doing it sounds pretty cool, but we'll see about that. But yeah, so tomorrow during the day at least, we're going to have a bunch of extra folks from Saipan, not like extra, but I mean like we're going to have a bunch of tourists who are going to be dropping in and enjoying Saipan as they hop back on the boat on their way to Japan. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited about being able to see those guys. And, we don't normally get to see all those ships as they're making their way in. Or actually, I normally go to the pre-arrival meetings, but I wasn't able to see it this time. We've got one that's in today. It's the Mitsui Ocean Fuji. That's supposed to roll in here this afternoon at 12:30. And then tomorrow, we've got the Asuka 3 that's coming in at early in the morning, like even before I get here. Today's ship, 419 passengers, 353 crew. Tomorrow, 522 passengers, 459 crew. Can you imagine the level of customer service you have to get out of that? That's almost one employee per, what do they call them, cruisers? A customer. That's amazing. And so that's what's coming in. So we got back-to-back cruise ships coming in today and tomorrow, and it should be pretty great. So Eric, I know you're going to be busy down there at the port dealing with all that stuff. So good luck to you, my friend. Oh my gosh, the Lawton Town Crier, great to see you all the way from Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Man, I'll tell you what, it's great to see you guys. Great to see you guys continue to build and grow all the way out there in OK. And man, it really is awesome. I didn't realize Lawton was that close to Fort Sill, the home of artillery for the U.S. Army. And man, that is awesome. I've never been out to Fort Sill, but I have heard from fellow veterans and soldiers that the wind out there in the winter cuts right through you. So being deployed out there or being stationed out there is not the warmest place to be in this time of the year. But it's great that you guys are out there for sure. Chris Domicani, all the way out there from Seattle, Tacoma, the Pacific Northwest. Boy, I'll tell you what, you guys are having a great season. The Mariners had a great run this year, and now the Seahawks, my gosh, Sam Darnold looking awesome as the 12s getting all the support behind them too. You guys just look too strong out there. We're going to get to NFL scores in just a second. Carmen and Barcina Sablan, great to see you. She's got a special birthday shout out to Mr. Jesse Ray Borja from Tinian. God bless. Oh, wow, how about that? Well, there's your special birthday for Jesse Ray Borja. Happy birthday to you. And good morning to you, Carmen. Thanks for calling, for messaging us and letting us know that it's his birthday today. That's great. In fact, we could pop that in the old, we got time to do that. Happy birthday, Jesse Ray Borja. All right, hold on. We're going to put this in the ticker. You're going to see it pop up. Yeah, we can do that right now. Oh, no, wrong one. All right, we're going to do that before we move on. We're still rolling. Happy birthday. You guys can do this. Let us know. Happy birthday. There you go. It's now in our news ticker. You should see it pop up right now. It says today is Tuesday, December 30th. It should be right after I call the show, scrolling across the screen. Actually, this way. It should be going this way. There it is. Happy birthday, Jesse Ray Borja. There you go. All right, let's roll up a little bit higher. Tobak Castro, the man, the myth, the legend. Great to see you, my brother. I got to see it in person. Too much of this on the phone or messaging. I got to see it, man. And we got to hang out. Oh, man, Jack Buckus, great to see you. Thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for being back here with us today. And really appreciate it. Bruce Camacho, dude, you're right. The Mystery Machine is back. It is parked downstairs, and we are back at it. Driving from the other side after being in Guam, driving that great rental car from Hertz, by the way. Thanks to Ken Ray Paulino and the team over there at Hertz. Got a great CX-5 that we were cruising around in. And but you're driving like a normal side. I have to get back to using the turn signals, the opposite sides, and all that stuff all over again. So that's a lot of fun. Worry Tie Spa in the house giving us some love this morning, and it looks like they got a promotion for you too. Chris said he went to basic training at Fort Sill back in 2000. No kidding. My gosh, 2000. You're old. Okay, yes. But I did basic training in 92, so I'm older. And I was at Fort Benning. And I'll tell you what, Fort Benning, from July to October, through the end of October, was it was warm at first, but those mornings got really cold there toward the end of it. I can't imagine what the weather was like from you guys over there in OK. Oklahoma. Yes, that's right. All right. Well, great to see all of you guys indeed, and we can roll into the headlines. I do want to get into something that we haven't been able to do for a few days. We've only got a couple of more days to knock this stuff out with these guys, and I want to make sure that we can get this for you too. Oh my gosh, is this going to be different? No, I don't want that. I want this. Here we go. I want this map so we can get that for you too. The good folks over at Transit CNMI have been hooking us up with a lot of love this past year and a half with their traffic reports. And that means that we can get this to you. By the way, it was so great to talk to people about, someone just said earthquake. I don't feel it. I don't have it. I haven't felt it yet. But Ben Maglonia in the house. Sorry, man, I didn't feel it. Good morning to you, Caleb. Good to see you too. Thanks for popping in. But getting into it, just last night, someone who left Island for a while, they just came back. They're like, you know what we need in Saipan? We need some great public transportation. And I was just about to say, well, we do. And then someone else said, we do. And she was like, at least on Beach Road. I'm like, we got it. So we went in talking about the Blue Line and how much it costs, what the route is, where they could see it for themselves over at transit.cnmi.gov, where they could see all of that stuff for themselves. And so it was great. So they're super excited to know that we have an award-winning traffic setup over here in Saipan with Transit CNMI. So we're getting ready to tell you where everything is right now. So here we go. Traffic in the CNMI, wow, look at that magic right there. All right, you're looking live at the traffic situation over there by Shell Dandan, which looks pretty good, not too shabby at all. Over there to the left, over there by NMC, you got some folks creeping up the hill, but not too much traffic, so let's go down the hill and check out the intersection that matters at the place where connections matter, I-T&E. A few cars backed up over there, but it's nothing major. Ooh, it looks like we got some more traffic, though, over by the old AK. By the way, that's about all that's there at that intersection because that building is coming down. You can't believe how fast they've been tearing it down. Something new and exciting is coming up over there from Triple J. I don't know what it's going to be, but I can't wait to see it. All right, going south, got some traffic over by the light. Over by MHS, and we're going to keep scrolling down all the way, and traffic looking good all the way down to the old post office. It's looking like there's a couple of cars, and a couple over there by Chalampiao as well. Most traffic over there by Guangdong Hardware, folks trying to get up the hill and down the hill. Everybody going side to side, though. Pretty decent, not too bad. All right, we're going to keep going on Chalmon Senior Martinez. A lot of the schools on break right now, so school is awesome. So we'll scroll around the backside a little bit over traffic over there by the old roundabout or the old roundhouse in San Vicente, but actually it's pretty good, mainly because there's no school going on right now. Everybody's enjoying home for the holidays. And, you know, that's exactly what we should be doing. Got a little bit of traffic coming down the hill on Navy Hillside over there, backed up all the way to Ina's Kitchen. That is so delicious. Got to get a burger and some soda with it, as the song goes. Some traffic backed up over there by MHS, or not MHS, sorry, Marianas Heights building, going north with an F. Also got some traffic backed up over at the pickleball tennis court intersection by CHC. Not too shabby. Everything else looking pretty good till you get to JG Sublime Ice and Water, and that's pretty much where the traffic usually backs up in just about every direction over there. And now let's make our way south. Got some folks at the light by the museum and over there by Guala Rai as well on both ends of that light. But again, it's nothing too major. Nothing too much to shake a stick at. How about over there by Quartermaster Road on Beach Road? Got some folks backed up in either direction, but that light's going to change and things are going to flow just fine. And it's not too bad. That's about as good as you can hope to have it. And then here's Transit CNMI. Here's that website we were just talking about where you can find out everything that's happening. In fact, you can even see where the bus is. That's right. You can hop on transit.cnmi.gov and then click on the map, and you can see exactly where the buses are. They take you everywhere you need to go, from Tiltonville to the Paseo and everywhere in between. Now, does that mean we're going up north? No, but they're going to be. Does that mean they're hitting Cagman? No, but they're going to be. It takes time, and they are continuing to expand their services. Right now, though, $2 gets you anywhere you need to go, one way, no stops, on the Blue Line. And if you are a student, veteran, active duty military, a senior,
or you've got disabilities, that's only $1. $1. Can you believe it? It is awesome. $1 anywhere you need to go. And they operate 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. Weekends and holidays, 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. Now, they can take you where you need to go, but they can't take your money and give you money back. You got to pay an exact change. If you want some more information, give them a call at 236-2682. That's 236-2682. You see right now, one of the buses already over there by the Paseo de Marianas, and the other one's over there by Jota and Dandan. That's a really big swing as far as like picking up people in all kinds of different precincts and all over Saipan for 1, 2, and 3. Don't worry, they're coming for you in the other spots up north and on the back island, but it's just going to be one of those incremental things they're going to continue to build. They're an award-winning public transportation system, and just wait and see how great our guys can be. All right, that's Transit CNMI giving you guys a great lift all over. Maybe it's the lift that we need as things happen these days. All right, hey, we're going to take a real quick commercial, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. We're going to talk about our headlines. We're going to take more of your calls and get ready for 2026 this year. I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. All right, guys, we'll see you with more after this.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your bush today.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
Fox Sports Update. Week 17 in the NFL, 2 late games. The Eagles beat the Bills in rainy Buffalo 13-12. Now, Buffalo goes for 2 with under 10 seconds to play after a touchdown. They fail, and they don't win. They lose. Eagles 13, Bills 12. Meanwhile, a pair of 2-win teams meeting in Las Vegas. Giants blow out the Raiders 34-10. As for the 7 early games, here we go. We'll start in Charlotte, where the Seahawks and Panthers had plenty to play for.
Handoff, Charbonnet rips through for the touchdown.
That's CBS on the call as Zach Charbonnet leads Seattle to a 27-10 victory. With a win over the Niners next week, the NFC's top seed is Seattle's. Meanwhile, Panthers play at Tampa in Week 18 for the NFC South title. That's because the Dolphins beat the Bucs in Miami 2017.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
AFC North will also have a division title up for grabs in Week 18. Steelers will host the Ravens for the AFC North because this happened on Sunday.
Rodgers out of the gun, looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete and no flag. The Browns have pulled off the upset.
Once again, CBS on the call as Pittsburgh lost to Cleveland in an upset. Final score 13-6, but as we said, Pittsburgh can still make it. Jaguars still have a shot at the AFC South title. Jacksonville beat the Colts in Indy in a close one, 23-17. Meanwhile, the Bengals roughed up the Cardinals in Cincinnati, 37-14. 2 touchdowns for both Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. Also, the Patriots destroy the Jets in New York. New England wins 42-10, and the Saints defeat the Titans in Nashville 34-26. For more scores, stories, and features, go to foxsports.com. I'm Jay Berman.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. In here and let's say good morning to all you guys. By the way, another happy birthday. Holy cow, Chris Tomacani, it's your birthday today? For real? We just got a birthday shout out to you again from Carmen and Barcina Sablon reaching out to us saying, hey, happy birthday, Chris Tomacani. I didn't know, man. Hey, dude, happy birthday. That is great. Great to see you. I just saw the message that just popped in. And she also said, by the way, birthday needs a Y on it. Well, we got it. Thank you very much. But, we get there. Sometimes, while we're trying to get this stuff in, kind of quickly, sometimes you can miss some stuff. Anyway, we got it, though, and that's great. Let's get back to it, though. Start talking about some things that are happening here. You did get that
NFL scores update. And yes, I am disappointed about how some of that went down. I'm not happy about it, actually. I'm really disappointed. We got the big game happening today, Rams and Falcons. I'll tell you what, man, the Rams look really good. And the Falcons, they look different under Kirk Cousins. I mean, that first year, I thought the first year under Kirk Cousins was going to look bad. Dude was coming back off of that injury, devastating stuff. It usually takes at least a year to get through all that stuff. And that happened. He did have a bad year. You know, what are you going to do? But same thing happened with, like, Baker Mayfield. Remember that last year he was in Cleveland. He had a really rough year, but he was playing with a torn labrum. Of course, dude, when he's all injured, he's not going to have a great season. What happened? It was like the next year. It was Joe Burrow. Look, when these guys are hurt, they're not able to perform the same way. And you can't say that, oh, are they washed? Are they done? No. Look at Baker Mayfield now. Dude looks good. Dude looks really good. At least I think so. I think he's a franchise quarterback, even if they did lose to the Dolphins. Oh, I know. But he's still a franchise quarterback. Same with Joe Burrow, who doesn't seem like he's having a lot of fun, even though they beat the snot out of the Cardinals. But I don't think Kirk Cousins is done. I don't think he's washed. I think he's still got another good average season of football ahead of him with the Falcons if they decide to go with him, because he's got that offense humming in a way that Penix didn't. And so we'll see what happens tonight against the Rams. And the Rams, good team too. So I don't know, man. This season's been wild. I don't know how you can grade any of this stuff, because who would have thought the Chiefs would be the Chiefs they are this year? The Bengals, the way they were playing this year, up and down. No idea what you're getting out of them from week to week. The Ravens, all of a sudden, look good again, too. Like what's going on out there? And the Seahawks, tell me, who had the Seahawks being this good? I'm not saying who loved the Seahawks at the beginning of the season. I know who you guys are. But, I mean, who had them where they are right now doing this well? Yeah, I don't know. Is this a video of the Tank Bowl? I love it. I got to check that video out when we take a break. I don't know if I could pop it on there, but maybe I can get it on there. Are those like South Park guys? Yes, I love it. All right. But like, who had the Seahawks doing this well this year? And now the other thing is, like, I had the Bills losing to the Eagles. So, I mean, the Bills aren't the best Bills I'd seen, for sure. And when I saw them, I didn't get to watch the game. I'm telling you, I'm recovering from being sick. I'm still in the middle of it. It's kind of great. I don't have that. That's why we didn't do the show yesterday. I needed a day just to be in bed. And today, I'm like, I can't do that back-to-back days. I'm still feeling it, trust me. But I needed a full day of recovery, and I got it yesterday. And when I'm watching the Eagles and Bills highlights, yeah, the Bills look like garbage. They fell down 13-0. And then with just seconds left, they get to within, they could either kick a field goal, kick an extra point to tie it, or go for 2 to win. They went for 2 to win, and Josh Allen was just off with that throw. And I get it. Dude is also hurt. Remember, you saw what happened with his foot last game, and then he's coming back. And I expected them to lose, because I didn't think they were good enough to hang with the Eagles. But that weather was awful, and it ends up being a real close game. If the Bills have a good kicker, they would have just kicked for the extra point for the win, because they wouldn't have missed the other one. So that's just what you get. That's what you get. And now the Bills are just going to make it in, and they're going to be a scary wild card. But again, I had the Eagles winning anyway, because I thought the Eagles were so much better. So if anything, even though we lost, I got more hope for the Bills in the playoffs, because they can hang in a tough game against a team that could do it all on all kinds of different levels. They can run, they can pass, the quarterback's a threat. So I'm a little bit more hopeful in the playoffs, even though we lost. I would have loved if they made that throw, but it's almost like I kind of feel like missing that throw. Maybe that dials them in. Miss that throw now in the regular season. Now the question is, the last game is tomorrow, week 18. Not tomorrow, it is next week. The Bills got their last home game for their Rich Stadium, the Ralph, Highmark Stadium, whatever you want to call it. And the question is, do they even bother playing Josh Allen or give him a week to rest up that foot so that he can be healthy going into the playoffs? And so that means Mitch Trubisky gets the start. They got nothing to play for, I don't think. So you might as well just kind of let it go. But do you want to say that I didn't play in the last game at Highmark Stadium? I don't know. But who cares about that? This is probably one of the best chances the Bills are going to have to get to the Super Bowl, hopefully win it this time. And I say they go for it. All right, that's enough Bills talk, I guess, for you for this morning. We can talk about your team or anything else. But we can also talk about some of the things that are making headlines in the Marianas today, which I think is fun. By the way, again, thanks to you guys for sending in those birthday shout-outs and those messages and everything that's going on. But let's get into some of the things that we've got here locally. Oh, geez, what do we got there? This is something new that just popped in. 1 second. All right, I'll get back to that after the next commercial break. Man, there's some good things happening in the world today locally. And one of the things I like is what's happening in the Department of Corrections. DOC, excuse me, DOC making strides. Maybe it's just because I'm a fan of the commissioner. Not that I didn't like the other guys, but like Commissioner Anthony Torres, like I want to support whatever he's doing. Guy's inspirational. He's leading those guys, giving some great rehab stuff to folks who are, spending their time productively in incarceration by developing skills and then putting those skills out there in the community here in the CNI. They're doing great stuff. And you can see it all over the place. Are you able to see it behind me on the screen? No, there's no walkway there. Just the pathway. There's no bridge. But all those bridges that were all beat up by typhoons and typhoons and typhoons that nobody's fixed, they did. And how did they do it? Well, they built that awesome stage for Liberation Day. And then they took, the big viewing days. And then they took all that wood and repurposed all that wood that was given through the whole FEMA thing after U2 that's been sitting around doing nothing for like 7 years. Then they take that wood, build that stage, they break the stage down, and then what do? They go to repair all those bridges and all of the boardwalks along Beach Road so that we have those nice railings all over again. The stuff that, again, has been going to pot for years. And they did it. And that's our Department of Corrections getting it done. Well, anyway, he ends up restructuring how things are happening over there with regards to medical treatment for the folks who are in the Department of Corrections. By the way, this is a story that you can check out on NMINewsService.com. Yes, that's right, NMINewsService.com. oh, you know what? My share screen, I've got all this holiday stuff still on it. But I want to put that on there for you. But this is, let's get it to the other display, the primary monitor. There you go. Wow. I want to show you this story. If you haven't seen it already, you're going to see it now. There we go. NMINewsService.com is where you can go and check this out. But here it is. They overhauled their whole medical staffing situation over there, and they want to improve the level of care that folks are going to get and spend less money doing it. So we ended up getting a statement while we were still kind of sick and in Guam from the commissioner, but we got it out there today, and it looks like a lot of the news outlets are putting it up today. We put it up last night. So this is about like hiring a resident physician over there. And so they got a PA over there who's going to be working out of the Department of Corrections. And I guess some folks might have made us think about the exception for the salary cap. Hey, they got a guy who's in-house now. And, I don't know what the salary cap is for a doctor, but that's a certain level of professional that you got to pay, right? Especially if you want them to work over at Department of Corrections. You can't just say, hey, come on over. It's just like the hospital, because it's not. It's kind of a big deal to get someone over there. And they got him, and they got like a real pro. Someone, if you've ever gone to the hospital, you've definitely known Dr. Keith. And first of all, he's just a fun dude to be around too. Let's just call it what it is. He is. And, am I on the right spot here? There we go, kapow. And, but he's also like a real professional. I don't know what comes to this. So we got it on there now. So you're able to see this whole story on its own out here. But the commissioner came out with a statement saying that here's what they're going to do.
They're going to have a couple of medical assistant positions with their own in-house doc, and they're going to be able to take care of all kinds of stuff. Now they're not going to have to, because they have that stuff in-house. Treatment's going to be quicker. You're not going to have all your staff coordinate all these transportations, all these officers who got to go, getting people back and forth. It's always a challenge getting folks transported to the hospital and then being with them at the hospital. You're tying up officers who have to do all that stuff. So it's not going to be, it was never an easy pull to do it, but you got to make sure that your folks who are in residence at the Department of Corrections, they've still got to get treatment too. Now they can get it done in-house. So I think it's a big improvement for the way things are going at DOC. And, the other part is, I think if you're getting treatment if you're locked up at corrections, I bet it feels nice to get out of corrections, to see the sky, to see traffic again and see regular people when you go into all those other places. But then, so maybe you come out with something, maybe I'm not really sick, but I just want to get out, so I'll say I'm sick and I need some treatment or something. Maybe that happens, because I'm trying to think of what I would do if I was in there and I wanted to break, my arm. But really, all that stuff it's not easy to get everybody there. And I bet now more people can get addressed for a wider variety of things, having folks that are in-house right there. Caleb says, is he getting hazard pay? I think that he's getting paid a premium for being in there, for sure. If you look at the story, it talks about the salary cap exemption and all that other stuff. And again, I don't know exactly what the regular PAs get while they're over there, but he's going to be over there and getting, I'm sure you got to pay him a little bit higher. In fact, that's one of the things that the commissioner talked about. He's like, hey, he said he's getting above the salary cap certification because of the competitive demands of recruiting professionals for a correctional environment. So I would say maybe not hazard pay, but he's getting premium pay for working in there. So, and I totally get that. And I'll tell you, you can't use one brush to paint the whole picture of corrections. There's some folks who are in there who are working to change themselves and working to change their lives. And there's some folks in there who will probably never get out and have no incentive to change who they are and what they want to do and what they want to be. So it's all over the place. I think it would be difficult for me to work in that environment because there's so many negatives. I'm sure you can find the bright spots, but I think it's just, there's the whole thing, all the locked doors, getting from place to place, and there's just a little bit too much negativity for me to want to be around. So when I see people who are in there and dealing with it in a great way, I give them so much respect, because that's not an easy thing to do. So I hope the best for everybody who's working over there, and for all the folks who are locked up who are trying to make a change. And by the way, so here's this one last thing that we'll talk about, since we're talking about corrections. This is one of the places where, or one of the things that he said that really reached me when Commissioner Torres gave a conversation to the HANME. And he was saying it because he wanted to try to get people involved from corrections in different businesses after they get out, and have an opportunity for these folks who are rehabilitating themselves while they're behind bars through these great projects that they have. Saying, hey, you might not have thought about doing this before, because when you end up getting that application or that resume, that thing's going to be on there, that they went to jail for whatever, they served time for whatever, but then they went through this program. He's like, look, one way or another, these guys are going to get out of jail, and now we are getting them an opportunity to get some skills. What do you want to do with them? These people are going to be your neighbors. They're going to be walking around in your communities and all that other stuff, but they're rehabilitated. Are you going to deny them a job because they ended up going to jail for something when they got these certifications and all that stuff? Is there a risk? I don't know. But what do you want to do? You're going to deny these guys an opportunity. Give these guys a chance when they get out. Give them an opportunity to have some sort of an interview and have them a way in. And these are guys from here. These are local guys who, because other people who get put in jail, if they're not from here, are going to end up being deported, or somewhere somehow. But all these guys from here, you can give them a chance to be able to have a real shot at a new life that they worked hard to create through their programs at the Department of Corrections. I love what they're doing. I support it. And I really hope that it's successful, and I hope other businesses throughout the CNMI are willing and eager to give these guys a chance when they come out. Think about all those construction projects that are happening. Maybe it's one of yours. You're going to have the opportunity to have someone who's from here, who had some hard times, and they're bouncing back through these new skills. You could be part of their comeback story. And their success is going to encourage other people to follow that path. So do you want to be the person who sets them up for success and the CNMI up for success? Or maybe you're going to take a little while. And you know, I understand it. Maybe you don't want to be the first one because it's scary. You don't know. The unknown and the things you don't know that you don't know. Maybe you just got to watch another company do it or another agency do it. And then you could join in and be a part of that by saying, yep, it worked for them. I'm sure it can work for me. Maybe you just need a little bit of that. And that could be it. Yeah, Tobot says, some of my best staff were ex-cons over my qualified staff. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a great opportunity. The CNMIs, you know, we hear that. I'm almost over the word resilient because I loved it when we first started using it like 7 years ago. But now I'm kind of losing a little bit of that shine. But talking about how we're able to come back through adversity, this qualifies. People who made some bad choices, got themselves locked up. They lost their freedom. Some of them lost their families because of the choices they made. When they choose to rehabilitate themselves, taking advantage of the programs that are available in the Department of Corrections, when they come out, damn, man, you got to give those guys a job. You got to hook them up. They got to go to the front of the line. You don't have to reboot your whole staff, but you need to make sure that you are a part of that solution. If you got a big company, like a hotel or something like that, yeah, bring them in. Because you can absorb that and see if they can be part of your engineering team. I mean, look at 2029 is right around the corner. I know what's going to happen. Some of those big companies are going to try to say, hey, you know all that campaign money that we gave you, we need you to help us out to try to keep the CW program going. Kilili said to Congress, if they allowed the last extension for CWs, that he would come out of retirement just to fight to honor our commitment. I feel like if we're not really preparing for it now, not as much as Department of Corrections is doing it. This is your chance. This is your chance to make sure that you help pave that road for the CNMI. Hey, Louisa's in the house. Great to see you. Yeah, it is. It's good to be home. It is good to be home. And hey, Mark, good morning. Boy in the house. By the way, you'll see it popping up on our main screen. One of the things in the top corner up there. We're a couple days left. Got a couple days left of that, Mark. I love that thing, by the way. He's got like a Happy Holidays graphic up there, video. Is really pretty cool. So thanks for being a part of that. But we're going to take a real quick break. We'll come back. We'll get you the latest headlines again. I'll get you something from sports. And we'll hit some of our other headlines that we've got going on here. It's iPad. And I got a cup of coffee that's waiting for me. I could see it right there. It finished brewing a while ago, and I can't wait to drink it. By the way, oh, my God. All right. Oh. All right, hold on. Before we do that, we're going to answer this call that we got coming in. Holidays on Tiro, thanks for calling the show. Who's this?
Too bad. Happy holidays to you and your families, man. This is Ray.
Ray, good morning. Happy holidays to you. I hope you had a great Christmas.
Yeah, and guess what?
What?
I have Henry Offspring with me.
Who?
Your dog, Offspring.
Henry
the first, Henry the second.
Hey, that's great. That is awesome. How have you been?
Good. I'm enjoying my time dogs. I'm beginning to be a lover.
No kidding. That's great. I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about the dog. I didn't know what you were talking about. Henry's offspring. I thought you were talking. I'm like, Henry Hofschneider? I'm like, what's going on? Now I know what you're talking about. That's awesome.
Henry Naputi.
That is great.
It's bad on another note. The last time I was on the radio, you asked that idea to Karina mag-off about the IPI. Tomorrow, they're going to start meeting and update to read and about CW1 suggestion. I don't know, maybe it could be patterned by later on. Who knows? It might work or it might not. But the issue that we're having with the CW1, to my understanding, is that it comes with U.S. citizenship birthright. And to take that out, we can still bring in CW1, provided that it caters to the goals set by the United States to ease down U.S. citizen birthright in its territory. So why not have these legislators write when you enter a country, they give you custom, gives you this form, declaration form, right? But prior to coming here through the recruiting agencies, they should initiate a waiver, which is applicable. They have to really magnify if it's within the federal standards, doesn't violate your constitution, right? So forth. But why not have the CW1 sign a waiver before they leave the country that if in case I have my private life, I produce an offspring, that offspring and I would not, that offspring is my word, it's still going to be considered from my originating country. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what? I do, and I think it's a great idea. I think we'd have some difficulties making that work with the Constitution. I don't know what they could do to make one of those things happen. But, that, because it's such a big issue, and it's on such a national issue about that. By the way, fun fact, I just had a conversation with someone from the hospital yesterday, who said that Chinese birth tourism thing still happening. There was someone who gave birth on Christmas Day, who through their translator, like, hey, so what brought you to Saipan? They came to Saipan just to give birth. So my question is, how did they get here, and how did they get through our Homeland Security and our customs? Because like our CBP, they're supposed to screen people right there when they arrive and then turn them around if that's the case, or hold them in custody till they can make another flight. And that happened. That just happened less than a week ago. And so that's amazing to me when I heard that story. And I'm hearing it. This is not an anecdote that I heard from some guy who knew somebody who was, no, this is somebody there who knows what happened. I'm like, yeah, I'm blown away by this. I wonder if the guys from CBP know about this stuff, or did somebody get a red envelope to say, hey, these guys are okay? Like what happened? How did these people get in to do this kind of stuff? I thought that was done. But apparently not, man. I mean, there's a lot going on with this. So if we can't handle it, even at that federal level when they're flying in here, I would love it if we could have, like what you were saying, because that would be a way to get over that obstacle, right? But, I don't know.
From our batch, they will leave them out. It's like, hey, what are you trying to curb those issues? Tension.
Oh, yeah.
Another country to work. So, and, your private life, you have a relationship and something happened, a child was born. But yet, if you waive that out prior to you entering the territorial area, that will lessen the argument of citizenship because you waive that out. And, whatever you produce private life in those territorial areas, it is not considered that that child will be within the territorial clause of citizenship, because you are the primary carrier because that child, I'm just going to be straight up. Our inner body, our sperm donors, and all those things, male and female, when you leave your originating state, that comes with you. So why would you plant that on a territorial area? So that, in a sense, it really needs to be magnified because, like I said, who knows? It might probably work. You never know.
Yeah, I think that a strong request from our local. So I'm like, this is part of the thing about like the whole the Annex 6 stuff and the what's the other one we got? I can't remember the name of the other one offhand. I think it's because of the medicine I'm taking right now. EVS TAP. There you go. So one of the things that we're saying in the EVS TAP is that we'll make sure. Because I heard these conversations, like especially like coming from China, they can do things in China that they can't do in the U.S. Right? Meaning, they can be very heavy-handed with their questioning, and they could say, "Are you pregnant?" And if you are, no. And they can do all kinds of checks that you can't do to somebody who's a U.S. citizen, the way they do stuff in China. So they're like, yeah, if we end up doing this, we'll make sure this stuff doesn't happen. And so, bam, it literally still happening. This isn't something from like a year ago. This is something from less than a week ago that just happened. So if the U.S., and not that we talk a whole lot of the federal stuff, right? But if the U.S. unilaterally just made a decision to end birthright citizenship, then for people who aren't from the U.S., then that takes care of it for us. That takes care of it for us here on the ground. It takes care of a lot of issues for the folks in the mainland too. But that's, I think, the easiest way for them to do it. At least what we've got going for us is that they can't say that somebody who's born here is automatically NMD, right? So at least we have that going for us. But the whole thing about the birthright citizenship, even if they signed a waiver, then I think that just prolongs it, because if they took that to like the U.S. District Court, that would get they get overturned. Like that policy, they'd say, well, hey, that's unconstitutional. I think we really need to get something bigger at the higher level to be able to make that happen.
It's up to round on, and I'm not saying it's. I'm just saying it is to. But this is correct. Each state and federal individuals. So, yeah. Be discussing more. The senator is our Brad and other people. But this is my own personal analyzation because I've been on top of this for so long, and I don't know if anybody realized that there's a pre and a post when it comes to the U.S. delegate. A pre-position, and again, I stand to be corrected, but hey, this is something I analyzed for so long. The pre-position of a U.S. delegate is whether it's the time where he or she announces his or her candidacy, takes the campaign trail up to election day, and either he or they win. That's the pre-post. But when it comes a couple months later in January and swears in, automatically that person is not a pre-post, pre-employee of the city. That person becomes a full-fledged post-employee of the federal government. That's the thing that they don't understand. And in the covenant, when it was, just remember, it was signed in 1975, and it went through some discussions, but it was never, the way they wrote it in the covenant, like, hold on, they even wrote down that, the federal government is not going to interfere on state matters and so forth. So here's my problem, my issue here, and I hope that a lot of people would be on point on this, is that when the former U.S. delegate became a post under the covenant, he had no right to give away our exclusive economic zone because he's a post. He's not a pre-employee no more. And again, this has to do with the color. We are the only ones, I believe, at the Statue of but I believe we're the only ones not yet decolonized with Guam. But FSM has been decolonized, Palau has been Marshall, all those people. Look at the benefits of FSM today in a matter of 20 years. Their trust fund is going to exceed over $1.some billion. I just saw that on the headings articles online today, and look at where we are with our trust fund. We're dilapidating it in an MPLT, and we got to source out how to maintain that dilapidation. Why? Geez, everybody's borrowing money to the administrations. How many are doing it all over and over? They change the language by the legislators just to accommodate what they cannot provide. That's the sad thing. When they fail to provide, they look for alternatives where we, the people, never had that written in the Constitution. Up to this day, no one ever got a dividend that is supposed to be. But yet the government is privileged. And here's the thing I do not understand, and it affects again, and I mean no disrespect to any retirees, but to the retirees, why would the government borrow money to subsidize your income, but yet you're paying your own self because that's your own money if you're Tototano. But not all retirees are local. That means there's some retirees from Micronesia, the United States. So why are they entitled from my money, from my trust fund, and any other Tototano's trust fund to accommodate them? They're getting Aetna and their monthly stipend that they're due. But that's the problem of the state. And this is where they need to clarify, because in this approach, and I believe the legislature, they have to open their mind. Who's paying the premium for these retirees? The government employees majority. And you're going to lessen the hours just to, the math doesn't balance out. And look at where we are right now. The Secretary of Finance is saying that, like Mr. Mendola said earlier, incompetency. And I believe he's right in every word of that. Why? Man, to those working in the government, if your next paycheck might not come. That's the honest truth. It's out in the newspaper. So all these vendors and all those payments, we don't know where we are at this point in time. I know where I am. I'm unemployed. I know where I am.
Yeah, well, I'm with you. I do love that they took care of the retirees, but I don't love taking a loan to do it, especially when they go back and say, we also don't want to have to repay the loan. Like anytime you're taking a loan to try to balance your budget, to me, it seems like your budget's not really balanced. You haven't figured out what makes sense. They say, hey, we can't have a budget that's less than this. Man, I think they're just not working hard enough. I think what happens is that they had a lot to deal with, to be fair. And this didn't happen in a vacuum with regards to the budget and everything. You know, when you lose your governor in a year and all that stuff happens, like any continuity you have, it's not perfect. You got some changing of positions that happen. And again, it's not to make excuses for anybody, but I could trying to put myself in their shoes of how the budget issue could have happened so long, and tried to force it in at the last minute. And I think that had something to do with it, because I think Governor Palacios was trying to have a balanced budget and not take a loan and all that. And our services were going to be. He was hopefully going to preserve the essential ones, and then some of the stuff was going to be rolled back. I do like being able to take care of the retirees, but the idea of taking a loan to balance that budget is a tough one. Like you're putting a burden on the taxpayers of the CNMI for the next 8 years just to get through this year. What are we going to do next year? Does that mean that we have a plan starting for next year, that we're going to start working on it now, so that this $158 million is actually going to be closer to 130 or 120 for next time if we don't have a change in our economy? And if that's the case, all right, let's just readjust. Kind of like the airport situation. I know it's not exactly parallel, but when you see what's going on with our airport, right? A CPA and the amount of money that they're spending,
to keep their operation going and everything. It's bigger than what we actually need right now. And that commuter terminal that we have, I know it's not TSA compliant. It's not Homeland Security compliant. But our commuter terminal, for the amount of traffic we have right now, that's really about as big of an airport as what we actually need right now in Saipan. And so like that whole main spot, all that aircon, security, everything, we don't even need that right now. I mean, that would be something that'd be nice to build up to again, but we're just not there. If you just doubled what you've got for the commuter terminal now just to make something for a secure area, whoa, what a game changer that would be. Like, I know that's all fantasy land talk, but like we're spending more money to operate a building that we don't need. It's like if there was a housing lottery, we're not talking about DPL or any of that stuff, but like if somebody was gonna be able to win a brand new house and it was gigantic, right? Let's call it the Tansion, the Jerry Tan Mansion, right? Let's just say today, I won a lottery. They're raffling it off and I won the Jerry Tan Mansion, right? You know, the utilities of that place would be it'd be more than what I'm paying for rent and utilities right now. It would be too much for me to be able to do it. I'd have to shut everything down to like maybe his living room. So that's what we're dealing with. We're trying to fund the Tansion of airports with the Brad budget. It's just not gonna work. And that's how we gotta be thinking all the way until next year's budget, because fiscal year 2027, it will not take long before we're there and we're in it. And we need to start preparing for that now through making real smart budget cuts. And the only thing, when they start talking about budget cuts, people are like, we're not cutting people. I'm like, all right, well, don't do it with people. Do it with stuff that makes sense. I mean, does everybody need a car? No. Does everybody need a ridiculous amount of money? Like, nobody. They're save for one senator. Nobody took a real pay cut, right? Except for the people who it was forced upon. But none of those decision makers made any cut to them personally. None of them. Just one senator. Like, nobody's really serious about jumping in on making decisions. And I don't care who it is, what party it is, or any of that other stuff. That stuff, it was not shouldered equally amongst everybody. They're like, oh yeah, well, our office. What have you done personally? They told us their offices would do stuff personally, but we actually can see the actions that they took over that past, last 3 months, 3.5 months, 4 months. They did not make any of those tough decisions. You're right, Caleb. They did not make any of those tough decisions other than try to come up with a way to not change how they're doing it. And that sucks. And people should remember that at the election time, because it's difficult. You got people who they're even saying the right stuff and they're getting in front of the camera. And I want to support all these guys, right? These men and women. But none of them took that first step, save for one senator. One. Nobody else cut the amount of money that was going. And you know why? It's because they said they didn't have to. And they didn't want to be the first one to do it. Man, that's weak stuff, Ray. That's weak stuff.
That's the thing. They don't have the faith to walk the talk, and that's the sad thing that we see it. And that's the craziest part where you were talking about cars. That is where the big chunk of the taxpayers' money is going. Is the lease for almost all government agencies. Yesterday, I was surprised in Kobler, PC1 Representative Joel Tamatsu. And there's a sticker, brand new Nissan. Why would you have at least a brand new Nissan 4-door that costs over $40,000 for your commuter service to go around and pick up trash? I mean, does that make sense, Brad?
No, I don't agree with it.
And everybody, Congressman is picking up trash at the bus stop. Come on now. That's not your work. That's the work of the mayor and the Parks and Rec. This is what I would say. And I've seen congressmen that they don't join the majority party on the committee. But hey, man, if you do not, if you don't see the committee, open the Covenant and Constitutional Study. Why would I be seeing you out there with your staff mowing the law? We didn't vote you to mow the road. We voted you to use your brain, And that's the thing that they think that their community service is a priority. No, man, give your guys a break. Send them to, like I was saying, why don't you all legislators for your community service have those employees transferred to the Taipan and Northern Ireland Municipal Council and have them employed and work towards a age retirement, because those people, I feel sorry for them. They're hanging by a string. They only got 2 years minimum. Third year, they're not guaranteed. But when you use this approach and give up that account, man, they can work, they can contribute, and they can work with the mayor. And you don't have to worry about your precincts because they're being handled by the municipal. And that's the thing. And it doesn't balance out what they're saying, and they rather take the recognition. Oh, yeah, my guys are out there cleaning our precinct. Hey, we didn't vote you to have that. We voted you to use your heads to make the lives of us better. Why can't that be used as an approach, And I just want to throw that out because I see a lot of congressmen that have potential, but yet they're not in the majority, and they're just being left out. One good example, I've never seen this congressman, but he keeps winning in Precinct 1, Congressman Joseph Flores. How the hell? He hasn't even introduced one bill that went through a law. If you looked at it and researched, we have, and he's still, like I was saying, they're using, the parties within are using other members that are not within the party in a secret meetings and blah, 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 in order to get their agenda on the table and have it passed. And that's politicizing us,
Yeah, I just laughed because I thought that it was an A, and it is Joseph A. Flores. The thing is, with Joseph Flores, he's an easy guy to like, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I've known him from a whole bunch of like organizations and then DPS and all that. Hey, we're at the top of the hour. I got to take a break, and Caleb's reminding me that my coffee's getting cold. So, Ray, call back again. I want to say thanks for a couple of things. One, thanks for your call today, but thanks for your calls all the time. Thanks for sharing your opinions and getting conversations started. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you have a great 2026 as well.
Funny family, Brett. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Thanks so much, Ray. Have a great day. All right, that's Ray Kitagawa. We're going to take a real quick break, and we come back. I'm going to have more coffee and some headlines for you. We'll be right back.
Hey, bro, can I grab your bush?
Yeah, man, go for it.
Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too?
Sure, bro. Go ahead.
Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with you.
AP News, I'm Ed Donahue. President Trump is warning Iran against reconstituting its nuclear program.
Iran may be behaving badly. It hasn't been confirmed, but if it's confirmed, look, they know the consequences. Consequences will be very powerful. Maybe more powerful than the last time.
The president met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his resort in Florida and has insisted Tehran's nuclear capabilities were completely and fully obliterated after U.S. strikes on key nuclear enrichment sites back in June. But Israeli officials have been quoted in local media expressing concern about Iran rebuilding its supply of long-range missiles capable of striking Israel. The two talked about the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
Horrible for them. Horrible. It's going to be really, really bad for them. And I don't want that to happen. But they made an agreement that they were going to disarm.
Both sides accuse each other of violations, and divisions have emerged among U.S., Israel, and Arab countries about the path forward. Survivors and families of the victims of a deadly train crash in southern Mexico are demanding answers as the government vows to investigate what caused the train to derail on a rail line connecting the Pacific Ocean with the Gulf of Mexico. 13 people, including a teenager, died. A federal judge dismissed a criminal case against a popular Los Angeles TikTok streamer who is currently being held in immigration detention. Police in New Jersey say a second pilot has died following a mid-air helicopter collision. Text message screenshots obtained by the AP show Tyler Perry and Boo a Madea Halloween actor Mario Rodriguez remained in contact years after Rodriguez claims Perry assaulted him. Rodriguez filed a lawsuit last week alleging assaults between 2014 and 2019. More information at apnews.com. This is AP News.
I'm Seth Sutel, and this is the AP Markets Report. Stocks closed lower on Wall Street at the start of another holiday-shortened week. The S&P 500 lost 0.3% Monday. With just 2 more trading days left in 2025, the S&P is up more than 17% for the year. Markets will be closed Thursday for New Year's Day. The Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 249 points. That's about 0.5%. The Nasdaq Composite also fell 0.5%. Energy stocks gained ground along with rising crude oil prices. ExxonMobil rose 1.2%. Treasury yields fell in the bond market. The yield on the 10-year Treasury note dropped to 4.11%. Seth Sutel, New York.
Anthony Joshua, the British boxer and former world heavyweight champion, is in stable condition at a hospital after a car crash that killed 2 other passengers in Nigeria. Joshua recently beat YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul in Miami. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
Fox Sports Update.
All right, let's start with the early games. Week 17 of the NFL. We'll start in Charlotte, where the Seahawks and Panthers had plenty to play for.
Handoff, Charbonnet rips through for the touchdown.
No contest. CBS on the call. Zach Charbonnet leads Seattle to a 27-10 victory. With a win over the Niners next week, the NFC's top seed belongs to Seattle. Meanwhile, Panthers play at Tampa in Week 18 for the NFC South title. That's because the Dolphins beat the Bucs in Miami 2017. AFC North will also have a division title up for grabs in Week 18. Steelers will host the Ravens for the AFC North. Today, this happened.
Rodgers out of the gun, looking to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Incomplete and no flag. The Browns have pulled off the upset.
All right, once again, CBS on the call. Pittsburgh lost to Cleveland in an upset, 13-6.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Jaguars still have a shot at the AFC South title. Jacksonville beat the Colts in Indy 23-17. Bengals roughed up the Cardinals 37-14. 2 touchdowns for both Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. Patriots absolutely embarrassed the Jets in New York. New England wins 42-10. It wasn't even that close. And the Saints defeated the Titans. Final score from Nashville, 34-26. The Sunday Nighters setting up to be quite a battle. 49ers and Bears meet in Santa Clara. Both squads enter with 11-4 marks on the season. Chicago won the NFC North while the 49ers they still can win the NFC West. Bears added receiver DJ Moore to the injury report. He is sick. All right, for more scores, stories, and features, as always, please go to foxsports.com. I'm Jay Berman.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Waves crash hard, the shore don't break. Roots go deep, no storm can take. This land of ours where hearts ignite. Saipan stands holding tight. Tinian whispers, winds that heal. Roar rises, forged in steel. Island strong, we carry on. Through the dark, we find the door. Hold the line, we sing our song. Saipan Rota, Island strong.
All right, welcome back, Marianas. It is 9:11 in the morning on December 30th, 2025. Just a couple of days left in this year, and we're really glad that you're here. We're going to wrap it up here in just a little bit. Reflect on a little bit of things on our way out. We'll be back again tomorrow. Don't worry. Tomorrow's our big New Year's Eve edition, and we will be happy to take your calls. Maybe you guys can let us know about like what you thought was great about 2025, and what are you looking forward to in 2026. I'll tell you what, this year is we're built for bouncing back, and because we can't run away from our troubles. There's not like another county we could just drive to, or it's not easy. In fact, I think we're given all these challenges that we got here in the Marianas because we're here, and it makes each of us stronger for being able to do it. Whether it's these typhoons, even with the pandemic, our economic downturn, the loss of our governor, we are built for being here. We're built for bouncing back. We're built for staying together through all of this stuff, because you're going to see them people at the next traffic light or at brunch or at the next birthday party or novena or something. We got a special place that we're here for, and all those things that, there are negatives out here for sure, but the coolest thing about it is that you can never cut somebody off. You can never cut somebody out. We're still together. We're still strong. We need each other to get through all these things, and it's going to happen. 2026 is just a couple of days away. It's like, we got 36 hours left, and then next thing you know, we're going to be popping bottles and fireworks and raising our glasses and our cans to each other, giving each other hugs, kisses if you play your cards right. Wow. And we're going to start a new year together, a new year of us growing, getting bigger, getting stronger, and figuring things out together. I'm excited for what's going to come in 2026. I'm blessed to be able to live here with all you guys, and hopefully you guys are going to have the best year that you've ever had starting next year. All right, you guys, that's going to wrap us up for today. Look forward to coming back tomorrow again. I'm back in the swing. We're back here in the CNMI. We will have a show tomorrow. New Year's Day would be pretty rough. I can tell you that after going to be up all night for New Year's Eve, don't expect a New Year's Day show at all. But the following week, we'll be back at it too. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for giving the likes for all this other stuff. And thanks for, and if you're watching over on the YouTube side, please give it a like. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do. And then Luisa's like, you know what I'm looking forward to in the new year? Baseball. Yes, me too. And that's, that, by the way, reminds me of something that I saw this morning. And I was really sad to see it because it's a shame. We lost someone who's been a big part of baseball for decades here. And, I got to know him when I first got here covering baseball all the way through. He ends up being a great father, a great person, and someone that we could really be lucky to have in our community. Oh, a great golfer. Ben Jones, senior. We lost Ben Jones just 2 days ago. And, I don't know if this was something that was coming. I don't know about what was happening. But we want to say that, we saw that you passed Mr. Jones, and we prayed for you and for your family. And, man, I'll tell you, man, you're just a great person. I'm thankful we got to know you. Thank you for giving back so generously of your time to the game of baseball here and mentoring folks, whether they're baseball players or if they were, umpires, or just for raising great kids. They're a reflection of you. Your legacy is going to live on through the great kids that you've got. And I want to say thanks to you. Thanks for being a good person. We're going to miss you. We're going to post the information on the website and on our social media this morning. But for now, that's what we got. If you want to go and join the church services today, Tuesday, it's at 6 p.m. in San Roque. Tomorrow, it's going to be 7 p.m. in San Roque. New Year's Day will be 9 a.m. in San Roque. And the Friday, 6 p.m. in San Roque. And Saturday, it'll be 6 a.m. We'll post all this up there so you don't have to memorize all this all the way through the 4th. But as all the details come through, we'll make sure that we get that out to you. So if you pray, if you're the praying kind, pray for Mr. Jones to get through those pearly gates, and pray for his family, which is definitely a tough time of year for them. And, show them some of that love from the CNMI about how we always stick together and help each other get through these times. All right, guys, that's what we got for you today. We'll be back again tomorrow at 7:30 a.m., and we'll be back. So take care. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Wake up, sunshine, it's a brand new day. Brad's got the stories that'll light your way. Take a smile on his face, he's ready to share. Share. Good morning, Marianas. Feel the love in the air. Good morning, Marianas. Come join the fun. Together we'll shine like the morning sun.
With the waves crashing in, hear the oceans call. Brad brings the news that connects us all. From the islands to the world, those kind of wish. Good morning, Marianas, the best time of year.
Good morning, Marianas. Let's start the day. With laughter and stories, come what